All right, we're here tonight with Greg Zimmerman. Today is MIA, so we're gonna do a one-man debate here with Greg. So how's
It
it
was
going
going to
tonight,
be a
Greg?
one-man debate anyway, let's face it.
How are you feeling after the big win last week?
Feel good.
Good. All right. So first question here: three of the four semifinal teams and both of the teams in the final came from our division. Can you talk about how the grueling schedule this year prepared you for this?
Well, just before I get into that, I feel like I'm running in a Georgia runoff. I mean, Sade doesn't show up for his fucking debate. I got gift wrapping to do too. So, but as far as the question, it definitely doesn't hurt to have that strong competition in your own division. It's a big difference. We've been in playoff mode for basically a month, so really prepped us for the playoffs. And even to go beyond that, the fourth place team in our division actually averaged more points throughout the year than both myself and Scotty. So, that's a really a kick in the nuts for that guy to not even make it. So, but we also get to play Corey twice a year, so it kind of evens out.
All right. So what was your biggest win this season and why?
Biggest win. Well, we had a lot of them, 7 to be exact. Um, but but the biggest one was definitely week 13 against Scotty. We were up against it, needed to win or we were out. And he's obviously got a strong team, but we basically dominated him from start to finish. So that was kind of like a bouncy house game for us that propelled us into the playoffs. Gave us a lot of confidence, that we know we can beat him again because we just did it a couple weeks ago.
Nice. So what is your favorite part of Kevin's annual collapse in the playoffs? And what advice would you offer to a franchise that constantly shits the bed in the playoffs?
Get better fucking players. I mean, it's pretty simple. Um, but as far as my favorite part, I like that we won't have to watch him try to speed read a script again this week. Um, but probably more than that, my favorite part is we get to keep the bit going about he's never won one, and it's funny. And I'll tell you, Eric, I hope that motherfucker goes to his grave without winning one of these trophies. Mostly because he's better than me, in every other way. His GIF game is top notch. He's better at golf. He's better at shooting hoops in the hood while wearing khaki shorts. Picking up dudes in the bar. I mean, you name it, he's got it over me. So this has kind of been, I've won one of these things, and that's kind of been my one thing I have over him. So that's probably my favorite part.
It might be two in a couple weeks too.
It might be.
Might be. All right. So are you a boob or an ass man, and why?
Oh boy, that's a tricky one. We're talking about women, right?
Either way.
Okay. Well, like I said, it's tricky. Um, I'm assuming it's kind of like trying to pick a favorite kid if you're a parent. Everyone um, obviously has one, but I'm sure it's a close call. So boobs or ass. I mean, they both can be used like a pussy, but you got to give me the jugs. The ass is a little bit more of a complimentary piece. I mean, I'm not even going to give you the time of day, even if you've got a great turd cutter, if you remember the itty bitty titty committee. You know what I mean?
Can you describe your season in one word?
What was the last one?
Can you describe your season in one word?
Incomplete.
Ooh,
Incomplete. I mean, we've accomplished a lot here, but we're not done. If we lose this round, our season will basically be McGuired, you could say. So incomplete at this point, at this juncture.
So same question as last week. Does anyone from the other person's team, keep you up at night?
Keep me up at night? Well, I mean, itchy bush, fear of loneliness still factors, but this week there's definitely a third, and that's Derrick Henry. He's a big man. This year he's got 10 games over 100 points, 3 games over 200. in the one 306-point performance. So he's a little nerve-wracking. He definitely needs a big shredder. And I don't quite understand, Eric. I mean, does Sade bring his own shredder? Am I supposed to bring a shredder to beat him? It's very confusing.
I really don't know. The debate part would be good here, so Sade could let us know. But I almost think that Derrick Henry brings his own shredder. But
that was my impression. So that's
yeah,
well, that's good. I can cross that off.
I'll get some clarification from Sade on that one.
Well, either way, he's a grown ass man, and we're gonna have to contend with him for sure.
All right. So, what's your 2-week strategy? What are the keys to winning this thing, or is it too top secret to give away?
No, I can. I don't pull any punches. I don't keep any secrets. But the 2-week strategy is interesting. Most experts include. Okay. Most experts, including Colonel Sanders, say you probably shouldn't play fantasy football week 17, but you know what, Colonel Sanders, you're wrong. I love it. I think it's fun. It adds to the strategy. You know, you have to pay attention to the games that have meaning, and the teams that are out of it usually don't give a fuck about hurting their players, so that can be a good advantage. And you have to look at maybe sitting an elite player in week 17 if they might not finish the game. So depth is rewarded a little bit more in our system, and I think we've got more depth than Sade does. So I think we're going to be okay.
Nice. If you win, what are your plans with the trophy?
Well, let's just say the first thing I'm going to do is sanitize the shit out of that thing. And that's not because of COVID. I have nightmares about what Tank might be doing with that thing when he's got it. But after that, I'm going to start tweeting at Marty Gellner so she can think about the opportunity that she's missed out on. I mean, does she think we're just going to run into each other again at Coburn's? I mean, I've spent most of my free time there since that day, and I haven't seen her one time. So the biggest reason I even listen to K-Fan or pay attention to the Lynx or the T-Wolves is to know when she's working so I can at least go home for a little bit and catch a nap and get some fucking sleep. So, but maybe, just maybe, we can win that damn trophy. She'll put down her fucking paintbrush for a couple hours and come find me.
Who's going to win this thing?
Well, it could be interesting. I made a comment at the draft about, you know, you win at this league with having a good quarterback and a good tight end, and you can kind of fill in the rest a little bit. And Scotty even agreed with me and said that that's been his strategy for a lot of years. But this year the tables have kind of turned a little bit. So I've got the quarterback and tight end position squared away. And he's got the monster running backs, and he's carrying 2 fucking kickers. So it's going to be weird. We both know on a real football field, Scotty would snap me like a twig, but this is fantasy football, baby. And you tell me what's more real. All right. It's a classic brains versus brawn and brains matchup. But if we're being honest, I mean, I think everybody probably knows that Scotty's going to destroy me, not in a tender man love kind of way, but in an actual destruction kind of way. But we'll submit a couple lineups and see what happens. You know, chip, chair, and chance, baby. That's all I can ask for at this time of year.
Any closing comments?
Just happy to be here. Thanks for having me again. You know, a second week in a row. Happy to make the time for you. Even though we've all got other pressing things in our life, we know how to fucking prioritize around here at this camp, and I hope it pays off with a trophy because we fucking deserve it.
All right. Well, maybe we'll see you next week or for your championship interview.
Sounds good. Thanks for having me. All right.